Hello, I'm Heather Walker. I'm the Child Welfare Director in Weld County.
Hello, I'm Ruby Richards, the Deputy Director of Douglas County Human Services, and we were the first 2 counties to implement the independent assessment process. I think what families need to thrive and be successful is people that stand behind them, that believe in them, that can support them, that can help them get the resources or the things that they need, and really cheerlead for them that you can be the kind of parent you want to be, and you can have the kind of family that you want to have. We all face struggles, all of us do, and so it's really about what kind of supports do you have? Is it financial supports? Is it human supports? Is it, knowing you've got a stable place to live and sleep at night and food on the table? So I think that's really the most important thing that people need. And I think that Family First and this whole legislation really gets us to focus on that, to look at what does this family need from a government agency to support them and encourage them and help them to build the connections so that when we go away, they still have all of that. I would say the biggest difference with Family First is we have an opportunity now to put funding up front. Instead of putting federal dollars and federal funding at the point of placement, we can now put it up front to try to preserve the child with their family and keep them from entering placement.
To me, Family First is truly taking the work that we're already doing, the foundation that we're continuing to move towards within child welfare, and even reform it to another level. As Ruby said, really looking at the funding differently. And I think most counties in general utilize their core services in that manner now. And now this is taking it beyond that and allowing us to utilize some different funding mechanisms other than core to be able to cast kind of a wider web of services for those families. I think engagement of the family and the youth or child is really at the core of what we do every day, and this really exemplifies it and really helps us stay focused within the scope of that.
There is still a lot that as a state and as a community we need to develop. So we need to develop more QRTPs. We need to have those placements when that is the recommendation. We also need to further develop in-home services so that we have the right kind and enough of in-home services that we can put into the family's home to help support them while the child stays there.
I think the other thing that we need is really trying to figure out what is that other placement, right? So you take a level of placement with group home levels out of the equation, you have to replace it with something. Kids have to go somewhere. The development of the therapeutic and the treatment foster care programs, I think, is a part of that answer. To me, that's one of the things that changes with Family First is that there is a greater focus on the family as a whole. It's not remove the child, place the kid, boom, fix them, put them back. We can't do that. We know that as a system for years that's not working. Our ability to develop and wrap around a family, whether that youth or kid is in foster care or kinship care or QRTP, is really our ability to wrap around that whole family and not just the child or youth.